Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show, where we help you make the wisest and most profitable decisions. My name is Dr. Gleb Tsipursky. I'm the CEO of Disaster Avoidance Experts, the future of work consultancy that sponsors the Wise Decision Maker Show. And today I'm joined by Dorota. Dorota, can you please introduce yourself and share a little bit with us about what you do?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Dorota Wróbel, and I am Chief R&D Officer at G2A.com. I have got like 15 years of experience within gaming e-commerce, and what I am doing at G2A is basically supervising the marketplace platform, two-sided market platform that connects buyers and sellers from all around the world.
Mm-hmm. And of course, one of the biggest concerns with such online marketplaces is cybercrime of various sorts, cybercrime, fraud, whether it's credit card fraud, hacking, and so on. How do you make sure that the users are protected and that they can trust the marketplace?
Correct. Security is actually one of our top priorities here at G2A.com. Our internal cyber defense team constantly improves the existing AI-supported solutions, and external partners provide tools to protect the customer through the entire buying journey. There is, of course, no marketplace in the world with no attempt at fraud.
Sure.
But in this area, I think that G2A is much better than general margin in the industry. We are talking about 0.39% compared to about 3.6% globally. Seems that it's like 10 times lower than industry, right? And that's obvious that we are constantly developing anti-fraud solutions using both internal team and external partners. Just recently, we started a cooperation with Ravelin and Just, two big and reputable companies specializing in online security. We also care about the buyer side, let's say, in order to start selling on G2A.com, all sellers need to be registered, business registered, and pass the business verification process to ensure that buyers feel safe that he is purchasing a digital offer delivered instantly, let's say, from a fully verified seller. And I must assume that this, let's say, business verification is much longer and careful process of checking than in other marketplaces. And the person who wants to sell on marketplace is running really, a complex process before start trading. And once everything is checked, let's say, and it consists of over 100 points requiring verification, the seller is allowed to trade. And our effort in this area specifically have been rewarded by for example, by CNP Award in 2021, when G2A won Merchant Team of the Year category for using innovative techniques to overcome challenges with fraud. And what we also observed that after pandemics, people who are not, let's say, early adopters of internet solutions, etc., are started their journey online, and they are much more vulnerable for the frauds in internet. So we prepared also an education campaign for those users in order to, prevent from those challenges that are occurring when you are starting your journey online.
Okay, well, it's good that you're protecting the newbies, so to speak. Now, I know that a number of marketplaces are challenged by the rise of generative AI and fraud associated with that, with the specific spear phishing and so on that is made available by generative AI. What are you specifically doing around that issue that is definitely coming up and that's a lot of people are worried about?
Actually, many things. We are also looking at every evidence sent by seller or buyer in order to see if it is really legitimate thing. And sometimes we even share the knowledge and our experience with others within the security space by how we are, let's say, attempted by fraudsters. and how to avoid to not be, caught on specific situations. And what is more, we are constantly, traveling to the people, let's say, to the companies that are inviting us in order to share the knowledge about how we protect our marketplace and exchange knowledge from their perspective, like Pioneer or RAVCon, Ravelin, those type of events. I think that it is also important to be a member of Merchant Risk Council, where you can, attend the webinars, create your own, and share the case studies that you encountered. Of course, it is not something that you can share, let's say, wisely, because also fraudsters are looking at it. And I think that it is also important to monitor what is happening within dark web, let's say, to see if there are patterns that are, trying to harm your platform or one of your actors, like or buyer side or on seller side, and to see if it is true, if it is doable. And in the end, it's also good, to make a pen tests on your platform. So, those are attacks that are tried to find out something that maybe we missed, and that we are paying, let's say, hackers to do so.
Okay, so it's good that you're doing that. So more broadly on the generative AI, how is that impacting other areas of your business? How is generative AI impacting what you are doing?
They are actually impacting few areas, like, of course, those that are repeatable ones, like patterns within the customer support. If we have got the same questions, then we are using AI to reply. When it comes to creative part, let's say, of the display ads, stuff like that is also backed by AI generative. But still, I am of the opinion that the best results are when we are combining technology with the human touch, and not relying only on AIs. Because in terms of frauds, also the models are quite good, but it is good also to monitor that by humans in order to see if there is like something that is, let's say, not normal, or it's a difficult, let's say, thing that AI couldn't prevent or couldn't even think about it because it's outside the model.
Now, I want to ask more about what kind of content you're providing. So video games, of course, is what you're focusing on, but tell me a little bit more about the spread of various products that you are providing and why you're choosing to try to enter the US marketplace a little bit more than you were before.
Yeah, of course, the US market is for us the number one. And in terms of the numbers of orders, the US is responsible for more than 30% of all global orders made each month. Gaming, of course, is responsible for almost 78% of US market share, and non-gaming categories like TV subscriptions, gift cards, accounts for nearly 22%. And let's say that the US market has grown on G2A by 25% year over year, which is quite a good number, and we are very proud of that. We will be, let's say, continuing our investments in that market. And main beneficiary of our biggest campaign in 2022, from our diversity campaign, like 200 million impressions, and plus 77% in growth on our brand searches in only US, which is great result. And but of course we have also a tough competition there. And I will just mention two names like Amazon and GameStop. And this is, let's say, important to highlight that we are constantly building our position there, right? And when we think of the US, where our core clients resides and even bigger acquisition costs than for other markets like European ones, for example, it's still the key, as this is where we believe and already see in the results that the consumer is ready to go all digital.
That makes sense. Now, what do you think is going to be in the next several years the future of this digital marketplaces? What kind of developments do you see both in terms of consumer behavior and in technological developments?
So I think that a further increase of the range of the offerings on the marketplaces, this will happen, no longer just focused on games and software, let's say, but also offering any kind of gift cards from different industries like food, transportation, shopping, clothing, beauty, subscriptions, and in general non-gaming digital content like online education courses, etc. We will keep an eye also for having a balance between mainstream creators and the smaller ones caring for some specific niche or minority. And as we saw this year, we would like to invest in diversity. G2A is leading the movement to diversify the executive level in terms of gender representation. We had the first edition of our diversity campaign, planning the next one.
Yes.
Our executive team is 50-50 women and men. In gaming industry, it's quite outstanding.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And in terms of the vision of our let's say employees, 40% are women right now, and we are aiming to achieve 50% in 5 years' time. But in terms of security, I think that it's important to develop this part, and it is the biggest threat in terms of online business, especially for places that delivery is instantly, like in 3 minutes. So you've got really short time to recheck everything. It's not like with the physical delivery. And sharing knowledge and being sure that you have got all the points that are important in cybersecurity covered by your team or external solutions. Always looking at the new external solutions and making A/B tests if it is fitting for your business or not. This is something that I really think is crucial because technology is developing so fast that it is good to test and to see if it is working right now for you or maybe not, and how to improve, right? I would say that it is not good approach to doing everything by yourself, because if you're a marketplace, it's better to rely on third parties in different things, and having like a monitoring system in place to look at the numbers and at the behaviors on your side, however, using also external partners combined with that human touch internal in your company.
Excellent.
And
this was very helpful. Go ahead.
NFTs, right? I didn't mention like Web3 gaming. That is, something like a natural extension on Web2. And G2A has got a project called G2A Geekverse related to NFTs. So this is kind of vanguard of technological solutions in digital world, but it is also good to look at it and trying to observe the trends, to be always up to date.
Excellent. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing your expertise. That was very helpful.
Thank you very much. It was really nice talking to you, and thank you very much for such, interesting questions.
You're very welcome. And thank you to the audience for checking out another episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show. Please make sure to subscribe wherever you checked out the show and leave a review. It helps others discover the show, and it helps us improve the show.